Let's do it, baby.
Hey all you Elvis fans, I'm Ashika Sachdev, and it's my pleasure to interview the award-winning Elvis impersonator, Joseph Hall. So Joseph, I heard that you just won the Tribute to the King contest and you won $25,000. How was that?
That was one of the most exciting experiences of my life. It really was. It was nerve-wracking. They had 20 of the best guys from all over the world, and we competed. It was a 5-day competition, and I pulled it off in the end. So it was very exciting for me and my family, and $25,000 is a lot of money.
It is.
It's a lot of money. It really is, and it was really cool. And I enjoy it. I really do. I enjoy Elvis. I enjoy the music. Tribute to the King is a great contest at Potawatomi, and but it was great. It was great, and I'm very happy to be here with you right now.
Thank you for coming.
No, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. We got through the snowstorm. We got through the snowstorm.
Exactly. So recently you were on America's Got Talent.
I was on America's Got Talent a couple years ago, and made it all the way to the top 10, and that was another really cool experience for me. I've only been doing Elvis for about 5 years now, and I've learned so much along the way, and I've met so many incredible people along the way, and it's really cool. I didn't think this is what I was going to be doing for the rest of my life, but it seems to have sort of taken that turn.
That's awesome. So what did you do before you started this whole Elvis impersonation?
Well, before I started the Elvis thing, I was in the restaurant business. That's what I did. My father and I, we owned restaurants, and I was his right-hand man. And then Halloween night of 2006, we had a company Halloween party, and I dressed up as the king of rock and roll. And I was there, and there was a lady, and she said, you know, if you could learn some songs and some dance moves, you might have something there. So I learned a couple of songs and a couple of dance moves, and then did a show here. And then the word just sort of spread, you know, that there's a young Elvis. There's a young Elvis. You got to see the young Elvis, the young Elvis. And so, you know, one thing led to another, and the doors started opening. And then in 2008, I went on America's Got Talent.
Right.
And that was the most nerve-wracking experience of my life.
I know how you feel.
You know, it's different watching it on TV, but then to actually stand in front of the judges, to stand in front of Piers Morgan and Sharon Osbourne and David Hasselhoff, it was quite nerve-wracking. And but it was a cool experience. And then after 2008, all the exposure led me on this tour. I went from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast, and went into Europe, and that was really cool. I've never been to Europe before, but that was awesome. And then in 2010, we moved to Branson, Missouri, where we now have a theater in Branson, and where we perform nightly. And so life is good. Life is good. All because of Elvis. All because of one man and his music. It's amazing. It really is.
So when you perform in front of crowds, how do people react to you?
You know, I think it's, you know, you get a lot of screamers, and you get a lot of oohs and ahs. A lot of cougars. No, but the thing is, you know, when you're on stage, you know, you try to create the essence of Elvis, and the people, I think, will either go with it or they won't. And the people that go with it, they sink themselves into the show, and there's an energy with the audience. There's a connection, and that's a powerful thing. It really is. It really is. Elvis had the ability to capture audiences of all sorts, and you know, if I could just have just 0.5% of what he could put out, it's amazing. It really is. It really is.
Yeah. So besides Elvis, what other people have inspired you?
You know, other groups that I listen to. I like The Doors. I listen to a lot of The Doors. I like Jim Morrison. I thought he was phenomenal. Great showmanship, and his poetry was great. And You know, I like a lot of classic rock. I like Led Zeppelin. I like all those guys, and you know, I think the '70s was a really cool time period for music, especially for rock.
Right.
And you know, Elvis made his comeback to live performances in 1969 and went all the way through 1977. And he had 1,300 performances that he did in those 8 years. And he was called the king of rock and roll for a reason. He really was. And so I like a lot of rock. A lot of rock does me well.
So which Elvis song do the fans react to the most?
Well, there's a song that Elvis did in 1970. It's called Polk Salad Annie. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's a real moving, gyrating song. And that's actually the song that I sang at Potawatomi to win the contest. And so Polk Salad Annie is probably that. Suspicious Minds. A lot of people like Suspicious Minds. You know, those are good songs, good moving songs that people just kind of they get excited. They start throwing things at me. You know, panties. No, I'm just joking. Granny panties. No, that's not right. That's not right. No, but you know, the thing about Elvis, what's really cool about Elvis is that it expands to so many different audiences. You know, we have a wide range of people that come to our shows. You know, you have children who are getting into Elvis. You have teenagers that come out. You have young adults. You have the elderly. I mean, Elvis expands to so many audiences. It's amazing, and to think that he's been gone for so many years, but that his legacy still continues stronger than ever.
Right.
It's amazing. It really is. I think it's really cool. I don't think there'll ever be another entertainer like Elvis Presley. No, not at all.
So you've had a lot of success along the way. What have you done to give back?
I bought myself a car. No, I bought myself a Cadillac, baby. And we do a lot of fundraisers, and because it's important to me to give back to the community, and we do a Special Olympics benefit, and it's great to see those guys all come out and support the show. And we recently just got done doing this event. It's called Elvis in Pink, and it's to support breast cancer awareness. And so anytime I can give back to the community, I do it. You know, because I mean, this life, I didn't expect to have a life like this, and since it was given to me, I do the best to give back.
That's great.
Yeah, because you know, people is what I love. You know, I love people, and I love the contact with people, and I love the contact with a live audience, and that's what's important to me.
I can tell.
That's great. So I have a show tonight that's sponsored by the Barrington Rotary and the Student Club Rotary at the Garland's Performing Arts Center, and hopefully the weather holds up and get everybody to come out and check out the show. The show starts at 7 p.m. It's going to be a great show. It's 2 hours just full of Elvis hits, and we go through the eras of the King, and it's great. It's called Elvis Rock and Remember Tribute Show, starring Joseph Hall. Right?
Right.
Right.
Well, Joseph, thank you so much for coming, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the show.
You got it. Thank you very much for having me here. I appreciate it.